right, I got a story for you tonight that probably most of you can relate to in one way or another. I started my business, I should say, when I was 15 years old. My parents told me to go get a job. You got to pay for your own college. So I started pushing a lawnmower up and down the street. I did it in order to help pay for college, and I thought, boy, this is a great opportunity to set my own schedule. I could work around all my sports and football, and for the most part, I was pretty successful at it. I was making more than bagging groceries, but I learned really quick, in order to succeed, I was going to have to work 1,000,000 hours. I didn't have one boss, I had about 100, and it was grueling to try to fit all that in. It kind of laid the groundwork for now being a workaholic. Well, the drinking sometimes it comes with it. But I earned enough money, went off to college, earned a degree in accounting, and my brother continued to operate the business for me rather successfully. I went to work for Price Waterhouse, learned a lot about accounting. That begun to lay the groundwork for the arrogance that I thought I knew it all about how to run a business just because I had an accounting degree. I learned something by reading Stephen Covey books and so on, but how to be passionate about my business. So I realized I had to get out of accounting. I wasn't passionate about it. I got pretty good at it, but at the end of the day, I wasn't happy waking up and going to work. So I went back to work with my brother, and because I just had to be an entrepreneur, I jumped in with absolutely no vision, no plan, no marketing plan, nothing. I just thought, I'll make it work. I'll just work a lot. Okay, that's what I've been taught my whole life, just work hard. So fast forward that business a few years, I was selling it for less than I owed the bank and filing bankruptcy. That's what happens. I learned a magic formula. Get a half-assed education at something you don't know what you're doing, have no vision, and get a lot of debt. I was in debt to the tune of $1.1 million. Okay? So back to accounting I go. So at least I had a good background. So at about that time, while I was back doing accounting, I became a client of Jeff T's and his business. And after some prodding, they kept saying, you got to go become a personal trainer. You're really learning this. This is great. And no, I've done that failure. I'm not doing that again. Kept prodding me and prodding me. Finally, I began moonlighting as a personal trainer. Nights, weekends, back to working 70 hours again. What the hell am I thinking? I was making great money. Why am I doing this? I realized very, very quickly that if I was going to make a go of the personal training thing and follow my passion that I had for exercise and helping others, I was going to have to go for it full time. I wouldn't be able to continue this lifestyle much longer. It was going to kill me. So I jumped in full time. So once again, because I'm pretty hard-headed and I don't learn my lessons very well, I borrowed more money. I borrowed $500,000 this time, and I went and bought a former Bally's, big fitness center. So just like before, I had to learn how to grow poinsettias and do floral arrangements. I had now learned group fitness. I had to learn daycare, front desk. I didn't know any of this stuff at all. I barely knew personal training. I mean, I was just a client, right? But my arrogance led me to believe that just because I watched my personal trainer train me once in a while, that I could do that too, okay? My arrogance was leading me to another failure. I didn't learn my lesson. To kind of show you a little bit about where things were going, I bought the gym in 2009. Year after year, the revenue was dropping. I was losing clients like crazy. My gross margins were getting worse, and my profit margins dropped year after year. Now, you kind of look at that and say, hey, the profit margins of personal training, not bad, 15%. Here's the problem. Remember, I was $500,000 in debt. Profits mean nothing if you don't have cash, okay? I couldn't make the payroll. I was struggling. I wasn't making money anymore, okay? So it got a lot worse. Not just was the business failing. Personally, my savings was dwindling. At this time, I now had 2 young boys at home and was married, and my wife's income at the time was supporting my dream about trying to run my own business, trying to make ends meet. It got worse and worse. We were going deeper into debt. I was having a really hard time paying credit cards. It led to the failure of my marriage. It got too much for that to bear. I was really sinking into a deep place. That drinking started to come then, every night. And it was hard. History was repeating itself for me. I'll never forget the day I sat in my office reviewing my numbers, those god-awful numbers, and I realized that I was working a ton of hours again. I had absolutely no way to pay my staff. I certainly wasn't getting paid. And I realized that maybe it was time to close the doors again and tuck my tail between my legs and go back to accounting. I had no way out. I was absolutely trapped and didn't know what to do. So I literally began thinking of my exit plan. How was I going to, go back and try to sell this thing to somebody for something? It was rock bottom for me. I thought filing bankruptcy was bad. I'd lost my business before, but now I'd lost my family. I was losing my business. I had nothing left, and I was starting to lose my health at this point. So it's kind of funny how things happen when they do. Like Sean said, Jeff T literally called me out of the blue, and mind you, Jeff didn't know what was going on with me at all. This was all, I don't think my staff knew how bad it was. So Jeff called me and he said, you've got to get in touch with this guy, Sean Greenlee, down at NPE. He's going to save your life. I said, I just spent $15,000 on a marketing consultant. Left me $15,000 more in debt. I had tried every marketing thing out there. So I kind of poo-pooed it. And it was shortly after I kind of caught this testimonial of Jeff's. And I think it said on their website, it's awesome. And I watched it, and I said, what the hell? I'm going to call this guy. They sent me the big info pack, and I kind of waited a little longer, and I said, I called Jeff, and I said, I'm actually thinking about this. What do I do? Give me some advice. And I think he coined a phrase from Tony Maslin. He said, shut up and follow the damn instructions. I think he realized how hard-headed and arrogant I was. Just ask my staff. And I jumped into Evolution Accelerator like a lot of you have. I think it was literally a few days, and I said, I need more, I got to get this going. This is the only thing that's going to save me, is to go all out, get to VIP. So I did. It was probably about a week later, I got that big box of videos. And I was a kid in a candy store, man. I thought I was going to whip through this stuff. I've been through the business end of this. I got to get it done. I was on the phone with Camellia, and I said, come on, get to marketing. I need leads. Whoa, whoa, whoa. She goes, I can't keep up with you. Slow down. You've got to get your systems in place. I said, okay. Thank God for my parents, because they knew how stressed out I was, and I had no money left. They literally forced me to go on vacation, took my kids and I, and paid for it. I did what now is unthinkable. I spent the entire week with a portable DVD player watching these videos. I completely neglected my family for a week. I regret that. But I did come back just ready, dialed in, ready to go. I actually was on the phone with Dick because I was getting through Duplicator really fast, and I realized that there had to be a massive sweeping change in our company. I called my staff, and I told her things were about to change.
I was hired to do the accounting and admin work. After Matt got into NPE, he had called me from his vacation to tell me that our systems were changing, the structure of the company was changing, and I was now going to be the director of exercise. I was nervous at first, but Matt's confidence and excitement for the new NPE program made us all excited, and it's been turning out very well.
So shortly thereafter, about a year ago, Jeff says, you got to get down the mega training. And I said, yeah, with what money? And he hasn't steered me wrong yet, so I said, let's do it. Let's rack up those credit card bills. Let's get down the mega training. Thank God I did, because I found a family. I sat out there just like you are a year ago, and I found a family of people that knew the struggles I was going through, because a lot of you were going through them too. I found a community of people that really wanted to help me succeed as bad as I wanted to succeed. I got to meet my coaches, Alan and Sean and Camellia and Dick. I got to see the faces behind all those words yelling at me to get my stuff together. Randy Hartz. I sat there watching Randy Hartz pour his guts out on this stage, and it inspired me to get to work and want to be up here a year later. I was more determined than ever to change my life around and not let history repeat itself. I did not want to fail again. I was laser focused on getting my stuff together. So we went home and we dove into AutoCloser, 92% close rate, Duplicator, an org chart of 30 people that we had to get together. I mean, we were just kind of doing what it took to get the job done that day. That changed. Controller, I mean, that was right up my alley. You had to know where the numbers were. Deep Core, this was why I got into this, a marketing plan. I hate marketing. And now I love it because I know exactly what I'm doing next month. I know exactly how much money we're going to make on a month-to-month basis. And the coaching to hold me accountable. My org chart actually has NPE, Board of Directors. I don't do anything without them telling me to do it now. We have a funnel of converting suspects to leads to clients now that I never had. Working on the dream lifestyle. I'm still working on it because I love to work. But you'll see my dream here in a minute. Since NPE, we are overall now grossing over $65,000 a month. From a personal training perspective, you saw my numbers dropping every year. Since NPE, we're up 52%. By the end of the year, up 54% in personal training alone. Private clients are starting to come back again. We're going to finish off the year at least 85. I mean, these are probably old numbers at this point. We're going to beat those. Semi-private training clients, 70, and our membership's over 1,600. Gross margins are back up to an acceptable level, up in the upper 60s, and profit margins over 23% now. This has given us the flexible freedom and financial ability to add admin assistants, marketing associate who's here tonight, promote people up to management roles as director of exercise, like you saw Nikki. We've implemented and diversified our product lines, semi-private training, and we've got a lot more to come. Put Infusionsoft into place and created an entirely new website that we're all geared toward driving leads our way. I'm confident I can pick up the phone at any time and call any of the VIP members like Tony Maslin and Jeff Tomaseski and Randy Hartz and just have a conversation with them about what I'm going through. And ultimately, I'm starting to, I don't know, kind of follow in their shoes and have the success that they've had. We got a long way to go, but there's finally a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm not scared anymore. We're moving in the right direction. I'm laser focused on where we're going. And I hope to continue to give back to the community as people before me have given to me. So why do we do it? That's why. This is what I lost before. This is what I will never lose again. My kids. Braden, my little football player on the top there, unfortunately, I'm going to miss his last game tomorrow. And I regret that, but I had to be here to share this with you. Not only will I never miss another game, I will not miss another practice because I'm now the coach. I'm coaching. And I'm following, I played football through college. My passion is football. So if I can't play anymore, I can at least live vicariously through him. Tyler, my little baseball player down there and now golfer, if this kid can pick up a stick, he's going to swing it at you. He can swing lefty and righty. So I contribute and I help out with them. I no longer work Friday afternoons. I don't work weekends. And now that we're adding more trainers, I will not wake up before 15 anymore. I'm not doing it. By Friday, I'm dead. So this is why we do it. So I can never miss another minute of their lives. That's the biggest thing in our lives that we will miss is time, and I will not lose more time with them. And I'm going to be the best father I can possibly be. So I stand before you today, truly embracing, embodying everything NP has to offer. I think I live for everything they teach, the dream lifestyle, all the systems, everything they do. I stand here humbled by all the mistakes and the errors I've made, the failures, and I can admit that it was all my fault. I made every mistake and blamed everything. 9/11 was actually one of my mistakes, my first failure. Get that one. But it's my fault. I didn't plan, I didn't have a vision, and I didn't have the team to help. I'm grateful for Jeff T., who called me that day. It saved me. I am appreciative of all the people who have supported me, my team, all the people that work for me, my family, and every one of you who helped me along the way. I talk to Randy now pretty frequently. I called Tony Maslin. I can never repay it, but I will vow that I will help anybody who really wants to be up here and who's really ready to work, that I will help you get up here next year. All you gotta do is ask. Thank you very much.
We got one more, and that's your 2012 MP Member of the Year. Put your hands together and stand up for Matt Probst.
Buddy, thank you very much.
And our coaches, come on up here.
is the Member of the Year. I feel like we should be listening to Queen. We are the champions.
I appreciate it. This is 1 year in the making. This is, for me, truly a team award, not an individual award. If it wasn't for all of my team back home helping me out, family supporting me in the community, who inspired me to work toward this for a whole year.
You're $5,000 richer. You get a trip to the UK. And what are the other sentimental winnings of this?
Just knowing that I belong with the VIPs that came before me. I was truly inspired by them to kind of follow in their footsteps, Jeff T. and Randy Hartz, and just to know that I can be named in the same breath as them is really a cool feeling.
This is just too much for you. I'm going to have to help you with this.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Now, you got the most votes, so the community really finds your story, your journey, and your success inspiring. How does that make you feel?
Awesome. The key is to be transparent, to be real, and if people can relate to me and I can help them in any way, that's what's the most important thing.
What are you going to do with the $5,000 besides buy me dinner and take me shopping?
I'm already getting texts from people, I got to pack in my suitcase, take them to the UK with me. I think they want that more than anything, but I don't know, pay off some credit cards, things like that.
Smart man to win, and you're going to be a smart man with the winnings.
I hope so.